In this video, I'm going to discuss whether you should buy an Xbox 360 for movie watching in 2021. Hey, it's me AP and welcome back to another video, and today's video, the topic of discussion is, should you buy an Xbox 360 in 2021 for movie watching? Not for games, consoles and gaming, it is for movie watching, and we've done one of these videos this year previously on should you buy a DVD player in 2021, and I really enjoyed doing that video and deep diving into a sort of like a buying guide and of should you, the drawbacks and the positives of DVD players. And then I thought to myself, what else do I watch movies on in my home? And the other thing I watch movies on in my home is this, the Xbox 360. I've had this console for many years now. It's quite heavy, so I'm probably going to put it down in a second. But it is the white Xbox 360. I've had it for about 12 or 13 years now when I bought this brand new. And it has been a great console, but also, as I said, a great movie watching system for me. And this is what really prompted this video today. But this is a great system. It is a bit discolored now. It's not the natural white it was originally. It's in a non-smoking home, but I suppose, like with all these systems over the years, they get slightly discolored, so it's a bit of like an off-white now, the colour of the system. But anyway, I love this system. I think it's a great system overall, great gaming system, and great. It has great benefits for movie watchers, and it is one of my main movie watching systems at home. I use this in my bedroom at night, and I will deep dive into all the positives. But it just prompted this idea. Let's do a guide on Xbox 360 in 2021. Should you buy one? Not for gaming, but specifically for movie watching. And hopefully it'll be an interesting video and it'll maybe spur you on to maybe think about buying one, or maybe you'll think maybe this isn't for me. Yeah, either or, it's going to be a fun video and I can't wait to deep dive into this. So we're going to look at the positives and negatives and just deep dive into the whole topic. So let's go into the topic discussions. So let's start off with the first part of these topical discussions, and let's talk about the positives of buying an Xbox 360 for movie watchers, for movie fans in 2021. So what does this console offer to you as a movie watcher? First of all, it plays DVDs. It plays DVDs. I'm a guy behind me. You can see it. I've got a load of DVDs right behind me here. I'm a movie watching fan. My main movie watching thing to do, format, would be DVDs. So it plays DVDs. That is a plus point. DVDs are super cheap to buy now as well, so that is another super plus for that. So that, first of all, that is a great positive, a big thumbs up from me that it plays DVDs. It plays them well as well. You've got HD visuals. It's got HDMI. For years, I used like the sort of like the analog sort of connections, and only over maybe the last 3 or 4 years I use a HDMI connection, and it just totally changed the viewing point of this 360 in my bedroom on like an old HD TV. But it changed it a little bit. The visuals just sharpened increasingly. I know you're probably saying, oh, why did you never use HDMI before? It's just I never thought to, and I don't even think I realized it had a HDMI connection. But once I changed it to HDMI, it was unreal. It was just like, wow. It was 10 times better than what I was initially watching visual wise for movies and for gaming. So it has that is a great positive. What it also has as well, and this is something that for years I didn't know about, only again in the past couple of years I found out about this, but since I found out, it's something I use all the time. USB playback. So it has 2 USB ports, and I imagine this is for some sort of like connection for games consoles maybe. But you can use USBs. I have a few little small USBs around the house, and it goes into the ports on this, and you can see the ports are just right here, and there's like a little thing you push in, and you've got 2 USB ports, which is awesome. So at night time now, or in the daytime, not specifically at night time, I can put DVDs in, but I can also do USB playback if I have some movies on a USB potentially, or a TV series maybe. I can plug it in, and it has on the media, the video sort of system settings, it has like this media player on there where you can play back MP4 files. And I think it is specifically MP4. There is a few other files that will play as well. But I mean, if you've got them type of files, and it's a very very common file format now, MP4, and it's great. You can play back your movies on there. I love that. I have a bunch of movies on a USB as well as playing DVDs as well. I love that. I think it's great. It's superb for that. Let's now sort of like go to the other side of the coin though. Let's look at maybe some of the drawbacks of this system in 2021, some of the drawbacks, some of the, I suppose, the durability of this system as well. Drawbacks, look, it only plays DVD. It doesn't play Blu-ray. It doesn't play 4K. It's an old system now. It's a very old system, so it doesn't play them sort of formats. So you've got no Blu-ray, no 4K, and I know a lot of fans have newer, people who really enjoy watching the best quality of movies. They're not going to get it on an Xbox 360. Let's throw that out there. We all know that. Let's talk about other stuff as well. What have we got here? The drawbacks of the USB. As good as the USB playback is, there is definitely files, common files it won't play. I believe AVI is a bit of a no-no. MKV files, they do not play. Basically, I would honestly say if you're going for any format, just go for MP4 to play, because it will play MP4 files. So that's another one, the playback ability. Some of the playback ability doesn't work for some file formats. Let's talk about the durability of the actual system, the build of the system as well. It's commonly known with the Xbox 360 early on in its sort of career, if you like. It had a lot of durability issues with the red ring of death. There was this thing where the red ring of death, and basically when you would turn this power button on here, it goes green normally, but if you got the red ring of death, it would just go red, the power button, and it was dead in the water. You couldn't play it. Mine got the red ring of death very early on, when it was very like a common thing, and this must have been like a year into it or something, or a year or two into it. And luckily enough, I managed to send it back to Microsoft at the time. They fixed it up, and I think that now, if I had a new console nowadays, like how comfortable would I be about sending that back? I just sent it off back in the day because I think everyone was doing it. It was such a common thing with the Xbox 360 in the earlier days, the earlier models. But I got it fixed, and ever since then, I've never had any problems with it. It's fine now. It works perfectly. They must have done something to fix it. Occasionally, I do get the red ring, but if I unplug it from the back, the power source, plug it back in, it works fine. So that's one thing that is potentially a negative to the system if it's not already. I mean, if you get a system now, an Xbox 360 that has not had the red ring of death, I would maybe be a bit worried that you may get it at some point. And I don't think you'd be able to get it fixed by Microsoft now. I think that would be something that is a no-no. Other things, I suppose, a drawback to some people. For me, I kind of just tune out of my brain. But sometimes when you're playing a DVD or a game, it is quite a noisy system at times in comparison to a DVD player or like a PC system that is more better ventilated. The system does get a bit loud, I find sometimes. Again, I tune it out. I have that sort of like quality to tune things out quite easily, I think. But for some people, that may be a big no-no and big drawback for some people. So that is another one with the sound. I think sometimes as well, like the disc tray on mine now is quite unusable. I have to use certain tricks to get the disc tray out. It'll work if I put a disc in it. It's weirdly, if you like press the disc button to get discs out. If I don't have a disc in there, it needs to be wrestled out with like a bit of like either a credit or a debit card, which is dead weird. That is another little drawback. I think with technology, like with any technology, if it's something over 10 years old and it's still working, I think that's a major positive. This is still working after 10 years of using it regularly, and it's got a few little minor problems, but problems that I can work around. And I'm sure it's not on every single system. Maybe it's just for me only on this system. Maybe some of you have never had these issues. But these are just some of the issues I wanted to sort of like highlight, and I didn't want to just Share all the positives and none of the negatives, none of the drawbacks. So they would be the negatives to buying this system, I would say. So let's move on to the next part of the video. So next up, I want to talk about the price of the Xbox 360 in 2021. So first of all, I've been looking at the prices online. I've used CEX, is a UK store over here. It's like they buy and sell DVDs, consoles, anything like that, anything technology, entertainment-wise. So they're looking at prices on their website. They have a few different models of the Xbox 360 available now. You're looking between the prices of around like 45 to 60 pounds UK pounds, that is, for an Xbox 360 at this moment in time. I know prices will change, and especially with all the consoles, they seem to have these points where in time they go up to massive like inflation. If you look at like the GameCube at the moment and the Wii, they are going up massively in price. But the Xbox 360 is 45 to 60 pounds. What do I think of that price point? Is it good or bad? I think personally, if you are looking to buy, look at it against a DVD player. A DVD player now is about what, 20-30 pounds. You buy brand new. That's for like a standard DVD player, not for like a multi-region one, if that's what you wanted. So you're paying 20-30 pounds for something brand new. That is great quality in my mind. What you are getting here though is for £45 to £60, you are getting something pre-owned, first of all. But this is something that also, as well as being a great movie watching system, plays video games. So in comparison to that, to some of the other consoles which you are paying through the nose to get hold of, I mean, some of these systems you are paying, like, I think I was looking at the PSPs and like upward of like £100 for a PSP, a handheld system. And I don't know the prices of other systems, but I think for the price for what you're getting for the movie watching capabilities, I think if you can get it for about £45 to £50, it is a good price. I think that's a good price. I think if you're paying over 50, you want to be getting one what is, you know, it's working great, and you get reassurances. You want to get some sort of guarantee with somewhere from like CEX as well. If you're spending over £50, I wouldn't spend over 50 for an Xbox 360 on eBay, because you wouldn't be getting any of your warranties or anything like that. I'd want some reassurance if I'm spending anything over 50 on this system, because it is old, and I would do that for any type of system that is over 10 years old by this point. I think you just got to be careful with what you're buying with technology, because technology only lasts for so long, and sometimes, look, some systems can last 20, 30 years, but some, if they've just been played and really been not cared for, they cannot last for that long. Mine, like I said, it's over 10 years old. Sure, it's got its little negatives, but it still works, and I think if I could get something like that for under £50, I'd be pretty happy about that. But I would want a working disc tray. I would want to know that the red ring is not going to be an impact on the console a few months down the line. I'd want to know them sort of things. But I think the price range under £50 for an Xbox 360 is a relatively good price. So let's get to the final verdict. Would I buy an Xbox 360 for movie watching in 2021? We've looked at all the positives, the negatives, the price. Look at it. It's a games console. It's a great games console, first of all. Some great games on the Xbox 360. Some games I have loved over the years, I've really enjoyed. Notably, like the Fable series. Fable series is a great series. I've had a lot of fun with like the football games as well, and the arcade games on the system. Some really great games. But as a movie watching system, is it worth buying in 2021? I think if you are someone who, like me, who only buys at this moment in time DVDs, who doesn't buy Blu-rays or 4Ks, I think it is a superb system. If maybe your DVD has just went out on you and you want to buy a new DVD, and maybe you want to taste a bit of gaming as well, and you've never really got into gaming, you want to play some of these retro games, because the Xbox 360, I say retro, it's not really retro to me, I know people would use that term, but I mean Xbox 360 games are really cheap as well. So you've got two really positive avenues of DVD watching and video games. I think as well, another plus is the playback. The USB playback of MP4 files is a super positive. Sure, it doesn't play some of them AVI, the higher resolution files, and that is, again, a drawback of this system, but for the MP4 playback, I think it's great. If you just want to watch a movie, you want to watch a TV series, you're not too bothered about super high resolution visuals, it is great. The price-wise, again, I think if you can get it under the £50 price here in the UK, that is a great price for this system. And if you get a warranty as well involved with that, if you get like maybe a 1 year or a 2 year warranty with whoever you're purchasing it from, is even better. So for me, if mine went out on me now, sure, I would maybe look at newer consoles. But if I was in the mentality, the mindset, you know what, all I want to do is watch DVDs and maybe play a few USB movies, I would definitely buy an Xbox 360 in 2021 because it's a great games console. It can play the content I want it to play, DVDs, it can play USBs as well. It's relatively cheap as well compared to a lot of other things out there, to modern gaming systems, what feature DVD, Blu-ray, 4K players. It is a great system overall. It looks great, the white system, I love this white system, it blends in with my plain white walls in my bedroom. It's great. I think it's a great system overall. I really enjoy this system. I'm hoping it's going to last for many more years ahead, even if I do go to 4K or whatever it is in the future. I'm sure I will still keep this system. So I would say, if you are like me, you like the DVDs, you like all that, I would definitely buy one of these. I think it is a great movie watching machine. I think it offers a lot of benefits to you as a movie fan, and I think it looks great in any type of movie room. If you're setting up a new movie room in your house, these are great. It's great for overall for what you want it to do. It plays DVDs great, it plays video games. What more do you want? So I would definitely give it a thumbs up, and I would say you should definitely buy one of these in 2021. If you enjoyed this video today, please do give it a like and check out the rest of my movie related content as well, and let me know your thoughts on this video today. Do you think you should buy an Xbox 360 for movie watching in 2021? Have you bought one recently? Let me know. And do you have one from back in the day? Did you buy it around the same time as me, about 12, 13 years ago, when it first came out, this system? Did you buy one then? Let me know all your thoughts on this system and on this video topic. And thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you next time.